All right, guys, I hope that you were ready for a jam-packed week. Welcome back. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Violetta Alexis, and I've been a tarot reader for 5 years. On Sunday, the 18th, we're going to have a new moon in Capricorn. We are also going to see Mercury, Mars, and the Sun all move into Aquarius. On top of the Mercury Cazimi that we're going to be having midweek and the Pluto Cazimi, we're also going to see all of these planets making a conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. Super fun, super excited. But before we go ahead and get into your readings, I want to give a special thanks to our sponsor. Psychic Source has been one of the most trusted names in spiritual guidance for over 35 years, connecting people with truly gifted advisors through phone, chat, or video. If you're not satisfied with your last paid reading, they'll make it right with their satisfaction guarantee. Right now, Psychic Source is giving my viewers an exclusive offer. You can get 40 minutes for just $19.80 using my code Violetta. Just go to trypsychicsource.com/Violetta or click the link in the description or take a look at the pinned comment down below. When you're finished, and if you're feeling generous, let me know how your call went by commenting down below in the comment section. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with your weekly reading. Aries, it is a huge week for everybody, you included. So let's see what's going on for you between the 18th through to the 24th of January, 2026. Show me Aries, please. The Knight of Wands reversed is your energy. Okay. You're kind of all over the place. It seems like there are a lot of things or people or places or creative projects or whatever it is that you're wanting to take initiative on, but it seems like you're spreading yourself a little thin. Five of Wands reverse. It seems like there's some kind of inconsistency coming from your energy. Okay, I've heard burning off of your energy. That's interesting. Burning off your energy. Maybe you guys have a lot of energy that you're trying to burn off. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, but it seems like once push comes to shove in regards to what you're doing, like it seems to be creating some kind of conflict, but you're trying to avert it. Like you're trying to avoid it. We're going to clarify all of this. The Fool energy is here. So there's a brand new beginning. This probably has something to do with that new moon in Capricorn. You're ready to break free and do something else. Eight of Swords, but you're overthinking it. You're definitely in your head. Because I'm wondering if you feel like you spread yourself. Okay, I'm hearing there's just too much. Maybe you feel like there's too much to do, too many people to see, too many platforms to post on, something like that. And so this is kind of what's keeping you stuck a little bit. It's like you have acquired some level of wisdom to start brand new, but I think this conflict that you're attempting to avoid is, I was just going to say, holding you back. And there we have the Four of Pentacles. Well, you know what I think is interesting? Is this Four of Pentacles is in the deacon, it represents the deacon of this new moon in Capricorn at 28 degrees. So a new beginning is here, but you may feel held back in some way out of fear, or maybe you're holding on to an old identity. Like for instance, maybe, like, let's say this is content creation or something, and you've been posting on TikTok for a really long time, and like, that's all well and good, but maybe it's like, well, why don't you also try to maneuver onto YouTube as well? You know what I'm saying? But you may be like, oh, I don't know, like that makes me uncomfortable. It's like the Emperor. Damn. Your major arcana. Oh, you're showing up, baby. Like you're showing up. There's a new beginning. You're a little in your head about it. You're being very conservative in how you act. And you still gain some level of power. You're still showing up as your highest self. Ooh, daddy. I love that. Whether you're a male or a female. The Six of Cups is here. Okay. A lot of you guys are starting to take a friendship or a connection very seriously. Okay, I heard for some of you it's friend turned lover. Okay, The Four of Cups reverse, the Eight of Pentacles reverse at the bottom of the deck. You've been in this loop for a while that I think that you're getting sick of. And I feel like for some of you, it's in regards to the work that you do or your day-to-day routine. Tell me about that Knight of Wands reversed. The Ace of Pentacles reversed. Give me one more for that. Oops. The Six of Swords reverse. This is giving very chaos. It's like you're all over the place. You're revisiting missed opportunities. You're not really sure where to go or what opportunities you should take. I feel like you're giving some kind of advice, or you're getting some kind of advice, but I don't know if you're really welcoming it in. It's almost like this sense of hyper independence, which is like, you know, very, very you. Why that Five of Wands reversed? See this. The Knight of Swords. You just want to go. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to fight about it. You don't want to hear about it. You don't want advice on it. I mean, maybe you do, but maybe not from a specific person. You just want to go because you don't want to potentially live in some kind of regret if you didn't make a move on whatever this is. Maybe it's some kind of like big dream that you want. Maybe it's something you feel like you failed at before. Where are we going with that Fool? Where are we going with that Fool energy there? The Page of Cups reversed. The World. If you guys have been living in some kind of echo chamber of feeling like a victim in a situation, or, you know, giving control over to your external circumstances as to why you haven't been able to succeed, even gaslighting yourself or something like that. Like, I feel like that's over. You're trying to get out of that. You're trying to overcome that. For others of you, give me one more on that Fool. Where are we going? The King of Cups reverse. Are you breaking free from an emotional situation? Is that what's going on here? Is there a new way that you're entering love? Tell me about that Eight of Swords. Or a new way that you are the Six of Wands reverse. You're afraid you're going to fail. Oh, is this what's going on? I feel like there might be somebody that you're interested in, but you feel like you're going to fail. And a lot, now this might be reversed for some of you. I'm really sorry if it is, okay? But for some of you, it's either A, you are breaking free from manipulators, liars, you know, people who are just going to tell you a sob story in order to sleep with you, or put up whatever it may be, right? You're moving on from that. Although you fear moving on from what you know because you feel like maybe somebody will try to ruin your reputation, or you feel like somebody will try to sabotage you or something like that. The only person that's going to sabotage you is you. You have more control than you think, okay? For others of you, if this is you and the way that you have gone about love or relationships, connections, whatever, where you've worn some kind of mask, you've kind of been all over the place, very inconsistent. It's like, you know, maybe you say things and then run away when somebody asks you to take accountability or whatever it is. You may be trying to get out of that, okay? But it's almost like you're afraid to maybe sometimes show up as you truly are. Because it's like you don't really want to bring attention to something. Why the Four of Pentacles? The Ten of Cups. You want true, authentic connection. That's what you genuinely want, but you're a little conservative about it. Why? The Queen of Wands reversed. Oh my God. Are you afraid that somebody else is going to be jealous if you pursue a connection? Or are you holding back from a specific person because you feel like they're crazy? Like it feels like you're trying to avoid some kind of conflict with somebody. What's that Emperor doing here? The Temperance. You're remaining very balanced and very in control. You're making something work that usually wouldn't. Like you're taking the long road here. The Six of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Cups. You're entering a connection where you are very controlled, okay? Or re-entering a connection, whatever it may be, or you are associating yourself with people that have a lot of depth. It seems like you are receiving some kind of gift. You feel like you can do something with this, but it's almost like you feel like you don't deserve it, but you are receiving some kind of gift. So basically this inconsistency where you've been kind of going back and forth with a missed opportunity or some kind of, situation that wasn't really working out. It feels like you're just kind of starting brand new, even though, yes, you're a little in your head about it. You don't want to draw a lot of attention in regards to whatever this new beginning is. And you're a little conservative with how you're going about it. It seems like you're a little bit emotionally conservative. You're pretty detached, but you're very much in control of your own emotions. And it seems like somebody is offering you a gift to be able to showcase your gifts in some kind of way. So maybe it's like a job opportunity. You have Virgo energy. Maybe you're dealing with the Virgo. And then you have Mountain of Mastery. Well, with that Emperor, yeah, ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. So you are taking the long road. Like it seems like you're taking the higher path, or you are trying to be the bigger person in a situation, is what it looks like. Especially because it seems like somebody's very angry with you, even though I feel like there's a very strong emotional bond. Somebody seems pissed off at you, and you're just maintaining some level of control. It's almost like you went from this Knight of Wands reverse, King of Cups reverse, Page of Cups reverse energy to the Emperor and the Temperance, which is somebody who really does master self and is in control of their emotions and focuses on their responsibility. Okay. And it seems like you're receiving some kind of gift to showcase your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities in some kind of way. So it's telling you, get your habits in order. Okay. Figure out how you can serve others. That's what it's saying. That's what Virgo does, is serves others. And to master yourself. To master yourself. Crazy reading, Aries. Anyway, thank you. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now. Okay, Taurus, crazy week ahead. Let's go ahead and see. Show me Taurus for January 18th through to the 24th, 2026. Show me Taurus, please. The Six of Pentacles reversed. Okay. The Hermit reversed. So there's your Virgo energy here. Virgo brother or sister. We have the Tower, Mars. Whew. Definitely some really big epiphanies about self. The Chariot reverse, which is causing a little bit of chaos or fear for you this week, in my opinion. Two of Pentacles tells me that by making practical decisions, it seems like you're making the chaos more contained. It's like contained chaos. Knight of Wands reversed, but you lack direction. Kind of all over the place. King of Wands shows me that you're in some kind of position of power here at some point, because it's going to take some level of leadership and confidence from your end. You're realizing that something regarding a relationship or your own emotions isn't really working. You may tell me about that Six of Pentacles reversed. Tell me about that Six of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Swords. Yikes. For some of you, if you have been giving someone money or something like that, or you've been giving a lot to a connection, you may have to end something. You may feel like someone has betrayed you. Maybe you feel like you betrayed someone, but the Six of Pentacles reverse for your energy, it can be like you taking advantage of another person, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like that energy, Six of Pentacles reverse, that's like betraying someone by attempting to take advantage. Okay? For some of you. Which could lead to some kind of ending or some level of betrayal. Or for some of you, again, you're just not giving to a situation anymore and it's causing some huge ending. Like it feels big. Tell me about the Hermit reversed. the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a new you kind of energy that's emerging. It seems like you're taking an opportunity to kind of be yourself. You're creating some kind of opportunity that is very authentic to you, or you're receiving one. It feels like it's something that has to do with finances or a job or maybe investments, something like that. The Queen of Pentacles reverse and the Six of Cups reverse. There's definitely like some bad blood or some bad feelings about the past that's making you feel a little insecure. Tell me about that Tower. Yeah, the Six of Cups reverse. That's where that Tower is coming from. You may end up learning a truth about somebody that you have bad blood with, okay? And it may kind of come out of nowhere and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? What the, right? So someone could definitely ruin their reputation with you, and then this is where you end up taking a little bit more of an independent stance on something. Tell me about that Chariot reverse, but it kind of stops you in your tracks, this Tower moment, Queen of Wands. You're realizing the kind of energy that you're needing to embody to get back on your horse and ride into the sunset. Because some of you have given too much, potentially, and you're realizing that even though you gave and gave and gave, you still got betrayed in the end. I know that sounds really shitty, Taurus, and I'm really sorry, you know, but you end up owning your power here, and you're like, okay, I'm getting that TikTok sound. Remember, it's from the show Cook or something. Oh, damn it. If I remember it, I'll tell you. But it's this energy of like, it's giving me Lilith vibes. I think that Lilith is sextile Pluto this week. And Venus is sextile Lilith as well. So maybe some kind of relationship you're breaking free from, or the way that you have given to others, you are starting to harness your power through wisdom and true understanding. And that's going to, yeah, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles reverse. You're trying to get your finances back in order, and you're making decisions that are going to challenge you to take better care of yourself as well, and balance the checkbook a little bit better. The Knight of Wands reversed with the King of Cups. If you kind of don't know where you're going here. If someone's pursuing you, Virgo, if someone's pursuing you have I been saying Virgo? Fuck, I'm so sorry if I have. If someone's pursuing you, Taurus, I just got done doing Virgo. I think that's why. If someone's pursuing you, it feels like they're kind of all over the place, but it feels like they're wanting love. But it's like the way that they're going about it is just weird. It's like, because I just saw that Seven of Wands reversed at the bottom of the deck. It's like this person feels intimidated by you in some way. And so it feels like they're trying to show off, but what they really want is love. They're not really showing up in accordance with the outcome that they desire. So if I want, like, if I'm, let's say I'm a man and I really want a woman to like me and I really want her to respect me, but instead I'm just kind of like teasing her or making fun of her, you know, to try to get her to like, it's like a weird way of going about it. It's like, okay, well, if that's your vibe, you know, it's like, tell me about that King of Wands. For others of you, that's you, the Ace of Wands. So then they may realize that that doesn't really work, and so they're coming about it in another way. But I feel like there is some level of regret around a third party, or a past situation. And for some of you, this can be you. It just really depends. What's the guidance for that? The Temperance reversed. Don't try to force anything. Don't try to force anything. There's a connection here that needs some balance and patience. It's going to take reciprocity. Trying, make this easy on yourself. not afraid of hardships, confront challenges with courage, for they are the stepping stones to growth and wisdom. So there is a tower moment. I mean, I'm not going to lie, where you may have an epiphany about either yourself, Hermit reversed, or about another person from the past, Six of Cups reversed, that makes you realize the stance that you actually need to take. Unfortunately, you're not feeling as courageous to do that, either because the truth that came out was about you and you feel like somebody's stance is very strong, or it's about you needing to take the lead in some kind of way, okay, and needing to reclaim your power. That's what I'm feeling. Crazy reading, Taurus. Sorry if I've been saying Virgo. Anyway, I love you. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Taurus. Make it a good one. Bye for now. Hey, Gemini, let's go ahead and see where this week is going to take you. I'm not going to lie, it is pretty jam-packed. So see what's going on for you. Okay. 9 of Wands in your energy. You're fighting for something. I think that you've been fighting for it for a while. What that is, I'm not quite sure yet. This is Moon in Sagittarius, the 9 of Wands. So you can't be standing up for what it is that you believe in. Maybe you're standing up for another person, but you are fighting for what you want. The Knight of Pentacles is here. It's giving me like very conservative, not that you are conservative, but I mean like conserving energy, very laser focused on what you're trying to, okay, I heard the word protect or work on. It's a very slow, deliberate, who goes there kind of vibe. The Tower reversed. Wow. It feels like there's a crack in the system in your life. And I'm not sure what it's about specifically, but it almost looks like this difference between what you do on a day-to-day basis versus your purpose. Because the Knight of Pentacles is like day-to-day, what we have to take care of. The Judgment card is like your higher purpose. And it's as if you're trying to hold it all together while having one foot in each world, kind of thing. Like I'm hearing the Two of Wands in my head, the Strength reversed, the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups with the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Again, it feels like for some reason you are feeling very encouraged to keep the peace in your own life. That doesn't mean avoid problems. That doesn't mean that you are avoiding conflict. No, I don't think so. With that Nine of Wands, you seem to be pretty straightforward in regards to what you stand for, what you want, what you would fight for, etc. And I feel like you've been going through something for a long time. I feel like you're minding your P's and Q's. You're doing what you got to do to like keep things steady. But at the same time, there's something that I feel like you've built that isn't really working for you anymore. Like, and I'm going to clarify that Tower reverse, because it does feel like you're trying to patch something up. You're trying to fix something. But that Judgment there is like calling you. It's like there's something bigger. There's a bigger truth at play. And it's like you think that you're stuck in some kind of situation, but you're really not. I do see with that King of Pentacles that eventually you kind of come out on top, or this Knight of Pentacles that you're striving for. It's like you do make it. You do stabilize something. But I'm kind of wondering if you're feeling like, is this what I really want? Because your purpose is here. Well, let's just clarify instead of me just, because there's something you're trying to walk away from. It's like, you're like, yeah, I don't really, I'm not really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this anymore. This isn't what I want. Why the Nine of Wands for the week of January 18th through to the 24th? I had to look. The Nine of Swords reverse. It seems to me like this is what you want. Like you may be trying to protect your family, or you have a higher understanding of what love or relationship means to you. And if there has been someone or something in your life, which I feel like there has, that has been stressing you out or causing you some level of anxiety, or maybe you feel like people are trying to gossip about you, or whatever it is, you are weeding that out. It feels like you're trying to protect yourself and protect what you've built. That's valid. What is the Tower reversed? What is the Tower reversed? The Ace of Wands reversed. It's something that doesn't even inspire you anymore. It like drives you crazy. And it makes you confused about like, is this really what I want? Like, is this, maybe it's a relationship and you're just like, ugh, the way that they do everything, like even the way that they breathe just gives me the fucking ick, it's, and I'm not saying that's what it is. It can be around work and like what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, especially because that Knight of Pentacles is here, but something bigger is calling you and you can feel it. And I feel like that's where the frustration is really coming from. Tell me about that Judgment. The Star. I told you there's something bigger. Like, oh my God, I love this so much. You know that there's something bigger, and it's like you are wrestling with what you've always done versus what you truly want to do, but it probably scares the shit out of you. That's what's happening here. Three of Swords, Justice. Some kind of heartbreak or heartache is keeping you from making a decision. It's like your feelings are coming into your decision making. Maybe it's your insecurities, right? Like, oh, I really want to do this, but I'm too ugly. Or I really want to do this, but, maybe I'm not good enough, whatever it is. Why the Eight of Swords? The Magician. Yeah, it's like you're doubting your own talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. You're doubting your own abilities, even though you are quite literally coming out on top in a situation. Pisces. Some of you could have Pisces placements. Pisces is about listening to your intuition. And Pisces is ruled by Jupiter as well, and Neptune. So maybe you need to be more creative with something. Maybe there's one thing that you need to sacrifice for another. Maybe you're needing to have more compassion for yourself and go after the thing that you want instead of, believing some kind of bullshit that your jealous friends said about you 10 years ago or whatever. Then you have Roots of Success. Secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. Wow. Okay. So this is the time. Like this is the time where you need to plant these seeds and stop doubting yourself and really make a name for yourself or make something for yourself. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that you're working on it, but I also think that a lot of energy is being spent in trying to uphold something that is exhausting and is uninspiring to you, to be honest. Okay. So Gemini, that's what I have for you. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at violettaalexis.com. All of that information is in the description box below. Take care, Gemini. Thanks a lot. Hey, Cancer, I hope you guys are doing incredibly well. Let's go ahead and see what this week has in store between January 18th through to the 24th. It is a jam-packed week, included with a freaking Mercury Cazimi, and a new moon. Queen of Cups reversed is in your energy. You're definitely in your feelings a little bit, but maybe not in the best way. You're a little sensitive to something, and I feel like it's because there's a lack of trust in a situation. And that Knight of Cups reversed is telling me it's probably because of the Knight of Cups reversed. You may feel like you're being emotionally manipulated in a situation, or that something is just a fantasy. It feels like you're trying to decide that you want change or how you're going to change this current predicament that you're in. You may be a little bit confused or uncertain in a relationship or some kind of emotional situation on why someone isn't taking action. You may feel like somebody has a third party here. Okay. Now, it can also be that you are deciding to kind of go a little bit solo or retract from some energy in your life because you don't trust it. Ace of Swords, you're learning the truth about something or someone. It seems like there's some level of communication here. Maybe I feel like there's a misunderstanding with this Five of Cups reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. It seems like you're saying some things and getting it off your chest a little bit. You're learning the truth about a situation and you're like, well, you know what? I either forgive you or maybe you're apologizing, whatever it is, but you are not going to carry it. You're like, this isn't really my burden to carry. 10 of Swords reversed, 3 of Swords reversed. I'm almost getting like the Moon card. It feels like this has happened before, and I don't know if it's with the same person or it's just this is something that has happened to you quite often where there's a lot of third parties or drama or emotionally manipulative situations or emotionally confusing situations, jealousies, etc., things like that. And I don't know if you're just like projecting your past experiences onto this one, but I'm kind of wondering if there may be a misunderstanding. Let's see why that Queen of Cups is reversed. The Two of Cups are, that's literally the card for a misunderstanding. I'm getting a misunderstanding. Okay. And mentally, it feels like you're kind of in this energy of, well, I just need to detach from this, or this is unhealthy to be obsessing over this, or whatever it may be. So like underneath of it all, you're realizing you need to detach, maybe not necessarily from a person, but maybe from a certain way of thinking. Tell me about that Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Pentacles. It's not that someone isn't taking action towards you. It's that they're just taking too long or they're not doing it in the way that you want. And I'm kind of wondering if you have a very certain idea of how something should look, which you should to an extent. Okay. Standards are standards for a reason. It seems like you know what it feels like? It feels like you're trying to detach from your emotions. You're trying not to catastrophize something. You're trying not to make something bigger than you feel like it needs to be. Tell me about that Two of Pentacles. The Star. You're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to focus on my biggest wishes, goals, and dreams. I'm just going to keep doing what it is that I need to do. Because I do feel like through this level of thinking, this level of practical thinking, where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to zone in, I'm going to hone in, I'm going to do what it is that I got to do in order to achieve what it is that I want to achieve. Like there's some level of vulnerability in the chaos with yourself. You have something to share with the world. You may be debating on whether or not you're going to share something. Because it feels like something's been round and round and round and you're kind of a little tired of it. Why is that Three of Cups reversed? The Hangman reverse. You may be having a hard time seeing someone for who they truly are, or you're having a hard time seeing like a particular group of people for who they really are. You may be I just heard Lost in Translation, okay, which I think is a movie. I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know, but I just heard Lost in Translation. So maybe something is lost in, maybe it's like you and somebody else aren't really speaking the same language per se, or there's just like a lot of misunderstandings. Because I feel like you're stuck on a particular misunderstanding because Mercury in Cancer is the Three of Cups and it's reversed. What are we doing with that Ace of Swords? Please and thank you. The Queen of Swords. You're like, okay, I'm just going to detach from this. This is silly. It seems like you may be expressing yourself to someone And you're kind of like, it's no big deal. I don't need to hang on to this. We don't need to make this a thing. King of Swords reversed. You may feel like there's somebody here who's kind of gaslighting you or really kind of giving you the runaround, maybe misusing their power in one way or another. And you could be like, okay, well, like, I'm just not, you know, it's fine. Like, I'm just not going to carry this. The Sun and the King of Pentacles, that's giving me that new moon in Capricorn. The Ten of Wands reversed, Ace of Cups reversed. You're not going to do, like, a lot of you have been doing a lot of emotional labor in friendships or romantic situations. And I don't think that you're doing that anymore. You're starting to proceed with a new way of thinking. Because you have to think, like, after the new moon in Capricorn, which is on Sunday the 18th, your ruler, the moon, goes into Aquarius, which is a lot more detached. And she's going to be hitting that Pluto. You know what I mean? She's going to hit that Pluto. And so there's going to be some kind of transformation in regards to emotions. I feel like a lot of us are breaking free from old paradigms, old ways of thinking, old ways of dealing with emotions. What is the outcome of this? The Tower reversed and the Three of Wands. We're deciding whether or not we want to stay or go in a situation. That's what I think. Okay, and that Three of Wands means that some plan that we're making, we're sticking to it. Justice. We're making a very unbiased decision. There may be a connection that ends up going to the next level, but I feel like it's because you take on this new frame of thinking. And you seem to be making an unbiased decision. Okay? So even if that means you have to cut someone or something out, Yang, masculine energy, is your advice. Harmony's call, embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. So you need to be very proactive, either A, in regards to some kind of legal issue, or in regards to the relationships that you have in your life. Is this equal? Am I getting what it is that I want from this? If this person couldn't talk, would I believe that they loved me? Or whatever it may be. So this is all about equality, and that's what you need to be focusing on for this week, regardless of your feelings. So that's what I have for Cancer. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, if you would like to book a personal reading with yours truly, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Cancer. Make it a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hey, Leo, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you between January 18th through to the 24th. Show me Leo, please, for January 18th through to the 24th for 2026. Ooh, you're in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. I'm not mad at you. You're definitely feeling pretty stable this week. I feel like this has something to do with that new moon in Capricorn. So that's going to be on the 18th on Sunday. So, you know, maybe you're getting a new job. Maybe you have a new way of doing your business. Maybe there's some new health routine or something like that that you're focused on. But you're feeling pretty secure with yourself. The Six of Swords. I feel like this is giving me the image of somebody who's just kind of like wearing a raincoat, and they're just letting the rain fall off of the coat. Because it feels like you had some, you know, stormy times, and now you seem to be feeling a lot more stable. But I think that's because you are moving on from something that has really stressed you out. Especially if you felt like there were mind games going on or manipulative tactics, deception involved in your life in some way. Chariot, you're having a big success here. A huge victory after you move on from something. And I feel like that is kind of like the password for this victory is through action. Like the password is action. And moving on from something, not necessarily like submitting, but just knowing when to call something quits and like walking away. Yeah, Four of Swords. I feel like there's something that you are working on behind the scenes. You're, doing a lot of like R&R, trying to rest, relax. Maybe some of you guys are going to therapy. If you guys need to like sell a car or buy a new one, I feel like that's going to go well if that is something that you're interested in. The moon reversed. I think that you're having a lot of realizations about certain things. Like I think that there's something going on here in regards to like think about the times where you have taken your current situation and sabotaged it because you were projecting past issues onto it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like for instance, let's say that, I was in a house fire at one point, okay? And so now I'm afraid of ever having the doors locked in my house or whatever it is, and then like someone ends up breaking in and I'm like, well, shit. And like how that affects your life. You see what I'm saying? That was probably a bad example, but whatever that is, you seem to be letting go of it. Like any kind of fears that you had around maybe attachments or distrusting yourself, those things seem to be alleviated. And because of that, you feel more confident to be able to take some kind of financial risk. Two of Cups reverse. Oh, I feel like you're letting go of someone. You're letting go of someone. Five of Cups and the Sun reverse. It's like there's definitely some bad memories that you have around a person. I think that there's a lot of focusing on the past, but it's really not giving you anything of value to like stay there in that headspace. And so I think that's kind of what you're moving on from. What are we moving on from with that Six of Swords? Last shuffle. The Page of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so this can be like something that you felt like you kept investing in or you kept putting an effort into, but it just wasn't going anywhere. Something that you were just really bored of. This can also be like a person. It could be a younger earth sign. It doesn't have to be, but it can be someone in your life who was not really putting in an effort that met your standard. I could see that as well. But it feels like it was just something that was very boring to you. You could have learned the truth about someone and you're like, you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. Like I can't fight that dragon. Like I can't do it. Tell me about why that Four of Swords is here. The Justice reversed. Wow. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like, and I feel like this has already happened. It's like something very unfair or unjust has happened to you. What happened? The Ten of Cups, something in regards to a divorce or a relationship failure. It almost feels like, for some of you, it almost feels like someone took something from you. Maybe it was just your peace. But I feel like a relationship or a family issue has caused you some kind of, I heard mental undergoings. I don't even think that's a saying. Like some kind of mental fatigue. Tell me about that moon reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed. You, at one point, I think that you believed somebody over your own intuition. Like maybe you caught something or maybe you saw something and you're like, yeah, I don't think that that's right. Like something isn't right with that. But then somebody's like, oh, no, no, no. Like someone gave you the excuse of, oh, no, no, no. Well, I was just, X, Y, and Z. And then like you realize, no, your intuition was right. And so now there's like, this is like confirmation that you can trust yourself. And you're like not afraid to let something go anymore. Because I feel like you're very in control and it seems like you're being a lot more serious about your relationships. What do I mean by that? I mean by like maybe who you associate with or who you let in. Why is the Two of Cups reversed? The King of Cups. You may feel like somebody's too closed off, or you may be disconnecting from someone because you feel like you've had a reality check about them. Give me one more for that too. You can feel like somebody's very closed off. The Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Wands reversed. What are we doing with that Four of Pentacles reversed? The Ace of Swords. You're having a conversation with someone that you've had a misunderstanding with. And I feel like for some of you, someone has this demeanor of being very like emotionally silent or stoic or very emotionally in control, and that may have intimidated you or made you feel some kind of way, or vice versa. But I don't think that's the case. You're showing up as that anyway. So definitely interesting. We have Aquarius. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius, but that's your opposite sign. So I feel like, because especially if you're like a Leo rising, you have Aquarius in your seventh house, which is like business partners, intimate relationships. It says right track. You were going in the right direction. So just keep moving forward. What I want to say with this Aquarius energy is we have a lot of planets moving into Aquarius, a lot of planets moving into Aquarius, and they're all going to have to pass through Pluto, which is going to do a reality check moment to all of those planets, whether they like it or not. These are reality check moments, point blank, period. So I feel like there may be some exposés, some reality checks, some deep, uncomfortable truths that need to be spoken, and some power-ups, I want to say as well. But you just keep going forward, Leo, because I do believe that you're going in the right direction. You just keep moving forward. You just be as authentic to yourself as you can, okay? So Leo, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with yours truly, you can do so on my website at violetaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Leo. Take care. Bye for now. All right, Virgo, you may have a very interesting week this week, especially if you're a Virgo rising. A lot of planets moving through your sixth house. No, I'm thinking of Libra. A lot of planets moving through your sixth house. So, but you don't have to be a Virgo rising to watch this reading. The Seven of Wands reverse wanted to pop out. Well, let's see. Show me Virgo from January 18th through to the 24th. The Wheel of Fortune reverse. Okay. The Two of Wands. You're ready for something different. You're ready for change, but you're in this energy of repeating something, doing something the same way. There's something you haven't quite learned, or you have learned it, but you haven't quite applied it. And that's in regards to your expansion in a certain area. Now we're going to take a look to see what that is. But that Two of Wands tells me that you're getting ready to make some kind of plan because you want different. The devil is here though. So you may be holding yourself back, or there can be something that you feel like you're attached to that's really holding you back. But it's really you. It is really you at the end of the day. So what is it? What's holding you back from this change? We have the Eight of Wands reversed. So it's like, you know that something needs to change. You know that something needs to expand, but you're kind of stuck in the same place, or you're telling yourself that you are, and no real moves are being made. It's like you're forcing something else that isn't really for you. I feel like there could be a very strong attachment to someone maybe that's causing this. But it can also be a mind frame. The Ten of Pentacles reverse. Like something is just not working. You can be listening to too many people, or comparing yourself to what everybody else is doing and trying to do that same thing in the same way, and like, you need to listen to yourself. If this is like a relationship that isn't working, or some kind of potential divorce or something like that, like, stop trying to force something. The Page of Wands reverse. It's like you're delaying the process. The Ace of Cups is here, so that's really positive. So there's a new opportunity that's coming in after some kind of unfortunate event. So that's good. You know that something needs to change. You're looking out into the horizon, but that means you have to sacrifice something else. You have to leave something else behind. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles reverse, the Queen of Wands reverse. It's like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Like this is go time for you. You got to get it together here, because I think that you're feeling a little insecure. You're not feeling very confident in yourself to pursue something, so you're just doing something the same way that you have. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune reverse, please. The Seven of Pentacles reverse. Again, something is not paying you back in dividends, or someone is not invested enough, or what you've been invested in is not working for you, but it's like you just keep, you know, beating a dead horse. Tell me about that Two of Wands. I heard you're better than this. The Four of Wands reverse. It's sometimes the Four of Wands reverse can represent insecurities stopping us from having a celebration. Maybe it's an unstable relationship. Maybe we've been beat down in a certain relationship and we're feeling insecure, but it's like you're just delaying your own success. That's what it feels like. What do we need to go towards here? The Six of Swords reversed. The Ten of Cups reversed. There's some kind of old, like, maybe family issue or relationship issue that you may be needing to revisit. Why? The Emperor. Because you have to take control of it for some reason. There's like some position of authority or some new job or like, I don't know, CEO position or whatever it is that's available to you. But it's like first you're needing to go back and fix something else or clean something else out. And it's also telling you to like not be submissive about something. Like don't just take it. You know what I mean? Like you need to go back and say, actually, no, we're not going to do it that way. That's not how we're going to do it. You know, like maybe you're in a relationship and, you know, this person is always wanting you to meet them where they are. And you have to be like, actually, no, I'm not going to move all the way out here and go live in your house. If you want me, you got to move out here because this is the turf. This is what's going on. You know, I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe you're needing to rent an office space, or maybe you're needing to create a home-based business or something. What's the Devil energy, please? Thank you. The Queen of Cups reverse. Something that you're emotionally attached to that is fucking draining. Excuse my language. That has to go, whatever that is. The Lovers, the Five of Cups reverse. It's either shit or get off the pot in a situation. Shit or get off the pot. What's the Eight of Wands reversed about? The Lovers. Some of you are giving into a relationship that just sucks. Or you're giving a lot of mental or emotional energy to your trust issues and relationships that cause you trust issues. And it's actually blocking your one true love or the person that you're really supposed to be with. Or if you're with somebody, your old trust issues or your emotional issues or emotional immaturity or maybe whatever it is blocking you from the person that you're together with now or that's trying to pursue you. So it's going to be dependent. It's going to be dependent on what your personal situation is. What's going on with that Ten of Pentacles reversed? The Seven of Cups reversed. You're getting a reality check. Honestly, and you're gonna have to make a decision because you've been like, you know, scooting around, farting around a little bit, and it's like you're needing to be very honest with yourself about something that is just simply not working. But you're delaying it. Tell me about that Page of Wands reverse. The Two of Cups reverse. Like, it's either that you and somebody else are not working out, but you just keep, like, delaying moving on from it, or there's some kind of connection that needs to come and get together, but you may be being very immature about it, okay, for some of you. Or maybe somebody else is too immature for you. It really depends. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands reverse. Like, stop farting around. There's some kind of success that is trying to make an appearance in your life, but you have to own something. You have to take back some kind, like you have to You have to change. You have to uh, create some kind of authority in your life through the habits or what it is that you're acting on and not acting on. It's asking you to take charge. Ace of Cups Ace of Cups in the upright, Judgment reverse. I don't know. It's either that the past really isn't working out, potentially because of a third party, or there's too much drama, or it's like we're just not really feeling it. And so there may be something new that comes in. Or it's that some level of accountability needs to be taken. And I don't know from who before this new thing can start. And for some of you, this can be creative accountability. Because maybe you're not supposed to work the 9 to 5 or whatever, or have the, little missionary relationship or whatever. Maybe it's supposed to be something different. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Do I say that? Okay. If you guys are a masculine, if you're a masculine and you are not into the typical vanilla like relationship and you want something a little different, you are going to have to create a safe space for that to be possible. Okay. You have to create a safe space for that to be possible, because that's the blockage. And it's also potentially a lack of investment. You're a feminine, flip it. If you're a feminine, do not move forward until you feel 1000% safe with that, if that's what it is. Saturn. Breakthrough, navigate life's many twists and turns with elegance and resilience. So this calls for maturity. This calls for responsibility. Emperor, the devil, like whatever this is going to ask of you a lot of work, a lot of hard work, patience. Okay. And creating a stable place for submission or some kind of non-vanilla relationship. For others of you, if you're on the other end of that, boundaries are very much needed for somebody that you don't quite trust yet. And for some of you, you really need to get your shit together regarding what it is that you're trying to pursue and what needs to change. It's asking for you to be classy about whatever this is for some reason, and to have resilience. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Kind of a weird reading. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Virgo, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Libra, it looks like you are up. Let's go ahead and see what is transpiring for you between the 18th of January through to the 24th. Let's see. Show me Libra, please. Now that Venus is coming into a conjunction with Pluto. So let me know how that. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune reverse. I'm not going to lie. It can definitely feel like you're repeating some kind of cycle in your life that isn't really bringing you what it is that you want. I think that you're trying to kind of go about something in a similar way, and you may realize that you need to do something differently. There's some kind of lesson that you haven't quite learned, that you're not learning quite yet. So I still feel like you're a little bit in the thick of things. The Page of Wands reverse. There's something new that you want to begin, but it feels like you lack okay, I heard encouragement. It just feels like you lack courage in general. The King of Wands reverse. Oh man. The Nine of Swords reversed. Okay. Whoops. The Judgment. Wow. The Seven of Wands. Double wow. Okay. The Two of Swords. The Fool, the Seven of Cups reverse. You're getting a bit of a reality check in regards to something new that you want to begin, but you don't feel very confident about it. You don't feel very confident about it. Your feelings are kind of hurt. You're a little in your ego or your pride a bit. We've all been there, right? But something's happening where you get out of your head and into action. You start reconciling with why things are the way that they are, or why they've been the way that they've been. So if you've been repeating cycles in your life and you just feel like nothing's really going your way, you feel like maybe karma's coming for you, or you just got the bad end of the stick or whatever, and it's definitely making you feel some kind of way. And then something happens, and I want to clear that Nine of Swords reverse, because I feel like this is where the page turns, where you are like, you know what the hell am I worrying about? This is how I need to resolve this problem. This is what I need to choose to do. You are fully understanding how you got to some kind of place in your life. So let's say, for instance, that you were constantly giving attention to men or women who degraded you or pushed your boundaries. Okay. And you're upset about it, and you've been upset about it, but you keep doing it anyway. You keep attracting these people that are continuously pushing your boundaries. And then this week you seem to be like, ding, ding, ding. I realize why this has been happening. Oh, I don't have proper boundaries. I don't value myself enough. And whatever it is that you're doing, there's a huge power move occurring with that Judgment card, where there's a big realization of how you need to do things differently. And with that Seven of Wands, there's the boundaries. This is standing up for yourself, or rising to a challenge. It seems like you're trying to either make a truce with someone, or you're trying to find some level of peace. But at the same time, it does feel like, and this is very, textbook Libra, but it does feel like you're also considering other people's feelings in regards to a decision that you're getting ready to make. So I want to see what that Wheel of Fortune reversed is in regards to. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune reverse, please. The Five of Swords reverse. Like, if you have been indulging or allowing yourself to play these mind games with people, if you have allowed other people to manipulate you, emotionally manipulate you, trigger you in some kind of way, you're realizing that this is a losing game. And I mean, we have, this is my little calendar here with the transits, but we have that Venus conjunct Pluto. And then we're going to see Venus sextile Lilith. Hello, an opportunity for you to break free of something. Venus is your ruler, whatever Libra placement you are, and to empower yourself. Tell me about that Page of Wands, King of Wands dynamic. Why is that reversed like that? The Seven of Cups reversed. About what? What's the reality check about? The Two of Wands reverse. That's something that you keep doing over. You're doing something over and over and over again, but it's not telling me in regards to what. Like, it can be business, it can be love, something creatively that you're trying to do, but you keep doing it in the same way, or you are not actually doing what you truly want to do. And because you're not doing what you truly want to do, whether that's creatively or date who you want to date, and the reason why this is happening is because you haven't been making decisions outside of your comfort zone up until now, and you're getting a big reality check about that, and you're realizing that that's the reason. Yeah, Six of Cups reverse, Eight of Swords reverse. Like, I'm not going to lie, the Page of Wands reverse and the King of Wands reverse is very immature. Okay, now maybe these are people that you're dealing with, but I don't want to read it like that. I don't usually read it like that, but it may be people that you're dealing with who are very immature. But you have to ask yourself, if you keep attracting immature people, then how does that reflect on you and what you're willing to put up with, or your overall character, right? It doesn't mean you're a bad person, but it might mean that you're a wounded person like everybody else, you know, or maybe this is you. And you keep, maybe you want, you know, true love in your life, but maybe you grew up with a narcissistic parent where you realize that, you know, in order to get some kind of love, you had to play these mind games. You had to play mind games. You had to manipulate for love. You had to cry wolf, whatever it is. And now you're realizing that's not really working. So it depends on which side of the coin you're on. Tell me about that Nine of Swords reverse. What's happening there? The Five of Pentacles. It's a realization that you've sold yourself pretty damn short. That maybe you've just been too passive, or maybe for some of you, you've been too vocal or mean. Again, it depends on what side of the coin you're on. Maybe you've been on both. I don't know. But for some of you, you've been too submissive in a situation, and that's why you got left out in the cold, or that's why you really haven't gotten what you wanted. For others of you, you've been too aggressive, or like, you know, resolved things or attempted to resolve things through being very impulsive in regards to your communication, and maybe put your foot in your mouth a lot, you know? And like, I think that a lot of it has to do with you guys constantly worrying about not having enough or not being enough. And something about that is wrapped up in what's going on for this week. But then here comes that judgment, and you're getting out of your head about that now. Tell me about that judgment. The Page of Pentacles. You're getting out of your head about that now, and you're making some really big decisions that could involve your finances, your business, your health, even what you have to offer people. But there's something about this, because the Page of Pentacles is new energy, and so the judgment is about looking at the past and taking accountability for why things didn't work, or you know, maybe some people you pissed off in the past or whatever, and you may be reconciling with an old idea, okay? Or maybe it's a person. Seven of Swords reversed and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. You're being very honest with yourself on where you wasted your money or your resources, or maybe you've taken too big of a risk, or maybe not. Maybe you've held yourself back a lot in love because you were afraid of being abandoned or ghosted or something like that. And you're like, yeah, that's not really working for me anymore. Tell me about that Seven of Wands, please. Why is that Seven of Wands there? The Chariot reverse, because you had fear before. This is like chaos. The illusion of controlled chaos meets actual controlled chaos. Because you are maintaining something. You're maintaining some level of success after this big decision that you're making. Wow. Two of Swords and the Lovers. Higher self decisions equals higher quality experiences in people. You have cardinal. Wow, this reading is way too long. You have cardinal energy and you have carried away. Let yourself be caught up in the whirlwind of a romantic moment. So maybe this is love right here. Maybe you're like, you know what? I'm finally going to fight for this person. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you just weren't fighting hard enough or something like that. Please reverse this reading if you need to. But this is telling you to instigate in a positive way. Go after what you want. It's cardinal energy, and it's saying let yourself get carried away or swept up in this love. Allow yourself to invest, or as long as it's healthy, etc. Don't let fear control you. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Sorry this reading was so long. I'm sure you guys don't mind. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now. Scorpio, it is your turn. Let's go ahead and see the clusterfuck of energy that is happening for you this week. It is crazy astrologically right now. All right, let's see here. Not all bad. Ooh, the Magician. Definitely in your power. You have what it takes to create this thing that you're getting ready to create. You have what it takes to get what you want. You may have had to let go of some relationship, or you may be thinking about letting go of some kind of relationship, especially if you feel like you've been holding on to it for a while and it's just not really suiting your needs, or you just feel like it's a bottomless pit. The Two of Swords. There's a decision that you need to make. I'm wondering if it's to do with that connection or something in regards to family. Because it doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship. It can be family. The Nine of Wands reversed. Okay. You know that there's a decision that you're needing to make. High Priestess reversed. It feels like you're avoiding it because you're paranoid about a truth coming out. So some kind of decision may end up kind of showing your cards unintentionally. The Four of Swords. Definitely chilling out, I would say, by the second half of this week. You want peace is what you want. And if you feel like you have to give up on certain things or people or whatever in order to get that, you're going to do it. There's a lot of clarity that you have this week, especially around something that you're healing, maybe something that you're writing or working on behind the scenes. There may be a conversation happening. Death reversed. You're getting very clear about something you've been holding on to, something that needs to change. It almost feels like in this top row, like you're avoiding something. Like you don't want to talk about it, but then you do. What are we manifesting with that Magician? What's the intent here? The Four of Pentacles reversed, to let go, to take a chance. To let go of what? The Knight of Swords reverse. Okay. So a lot of you may have been taking a very passive approach to getting what it is that you want, or maybe you are letting go of being silent in regards to certain situations. Your intention is to become more powerful in your words and your relationships. And you have what it takes to be able to do this. I feel like for some of you, you were taking risks that were pretty impulsive, and now you're being a little bit more intentional about it. What are we avoiding with that Two of Swords? Thank you. The Hierophant reversed. You may be trying to avoid some kind of disruption regarding a relationship or something that's unconventional. You're definitely on this journey of finding happiness or creating it for yourself, but you're realizing that optimism is needed. You're trying to keep the peace in a situation. Why is the Nine of Wands reversed? Why is the Nine of Wands reversed? The Knight of Cups. What are we, is that what you're giving into? What are we giving up on? The King of Swords. Okay, I heard no more talking. Are you giving into your emotions? But like at the same time, it feels like you're avoiding some kind of commitment here. Because you may feel like you and somebody else are not really on the same page about something. And it's like, I don't really think that you have your guard up. Like it seems like you're dealing with something. It's like your gate is open, but the way that you're handling whoever arrives is very like, yeah, sure, you know, cool. It just feels like a very peaceful attempt. But the gate is unlocked. What's the desired outcome? The Page of Pentacles. So you're opening yourself up to opportunities to where maybe you have been very guarded before. Because you want someone to offer you a job or offer you some kind of opportunity. So you're trying to leave yourself open. Oh, that Ten of Cups reverse wanted to pop out. What's the High Priestess reversed about? The Four of Cups. You're having a hard time trusting your intuition in regards to whatever this situation is. Like it very much seems like um is there a truth being exposed here? If so, what? The moon. No, it's being hidden. You're having a hard time trusting your intuition, but you really don't have a choice because you don't know what the truth is. So you're opening yourself up to what the truth is in regards to what maybe a specific person has to offer, or maybe something that you're wanting to learn. But again, you're having a hard time trusting yourself, although you really don't have a choice, and you really don't know if this, whatever this is going to end up disappointing you or not. I don't know if this is making sense to anybody. Because something felt very underwhelming before. This almost feels like a repeated process. You are very powerful, but you're trying to be less impulsive and more intentional about maybe who you give time to or what it is that you're creating. Why is the Four of Swords here? The Sun card. You're definitely protecting your peace. What are we doing with that Ace of Swords? You're protecting your peace. The Five of Wands reverse. You're protecting your peace. You're not interested in any kind of drama. Whatever it is that you're speaking out loud. What is Scorpio saying? The Queen of Swords reverse. That you don't want any drama. You don't want to be, it feels like you don't want to be back in a certain place with someone, or you don't want to be back in a certain headspace. And so the way that you're going about it is you're being very like clear cut and dry with yourself, with a very specific person. I would say spend some time by yourself this week. Like, I'm not saying all the time, but spend some time by yourself this week. I feel like you're going to find the most happiness there, or maybe with your family or something. But that's where you're going to have the most clarity. Tell me about that Death reversed. The King of Pentacles reversed. You may have been hanging on to someone who was using you. Okay. Someone who was using you, or something that was incredibly unstable. And like, I feel like you realize something is just not conventional, or you feel like you and somebody else are just totally opposites in regards to making something work. And I'm talking about like fundamental differences, but it still feels like you're opening yourself up in some way to love or to some kind of offer, but you're having a hard time really trusting it, or even trusting yourself, because you're feeling like I feel like something could be better, or this isn't really what I want, or I deserve more, or something like that. But you're finding peace in solitude as well. What's the guidance for that Death reversed? The Justice. You're needing to make unbiased decisions regardless of how you feel about a situation. Okay? Or for some of you, if you're on the other side of the coin, you're needing to make something right with someone. Reading is way House 4. Well, like if you're a Scorpio rising, you have a whole bunch of planets, you know, in your fourth house this week. So maybe it is about home and family and all of these things. And it says roots of stability. Ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing stable base from which love and career can bloom. So you really need to focus this week on creating a very stable home life, private life, family life, a home, whatever it is. That's where your focus needs to be. And sometimes that can represent like emotional things. Okay, like maybe emotional things that you're carrying, or whatever it is. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Scorpio. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hey, Saggy, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for January 18th through to the 24th. Show me Sagittarius. King of Swords. Okay. You got your hard ass hat on. No, I'm just kidding. But you have a pretty good head on your shoulders this week. Okay, I don't know about tomorrow or next week, okay? But you got a pretty good head on your shoulders. Okay? The 10 of Wands reversed. Sorry, I was holding that weird. The Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, work smarter, not harder. Okay. I feel like you are giving up some kind of responsibility that logically you don't really feel like is yours anymore. If you've been carrying the emotional weight, the financial weight maybe, or something, like maybe you're at a job where you felt like you were doing everybody's work and everybody else was getting credit for it or whatever it is, you're done with that. I think you're probably going to have some mental breakthroughs and some financial ones as well, because with that 10 of Pentacles, it seems like you let go of one responsibility and something else flourishes. And you're in your right mind about what this is. And so I think that you're giving some pretty good advice to yourself. The Hangman. Yes, like I said, I think that you're letting one thing go and something else is going to flourish, because the Hangman talks about sacrifice. I am going to clarify that 10 of Wands reversed in a second. Because I think that you've lost faith in something that you used to hold space for, hold weight for, you know, something that used to carry, you're just not carrying it anymore. And you have a whole new perspective on what reputation or legacy means to you, or where you want to be in 10 years. There's something that's very stable here. Like if you're in a marriage, for instance, like it can be showing up as something that's very stable in your life right now, or a relationship or a business or whatever it may be. The Ace of Pentacles, and getting new opportunities at that. So you are planting new seeds of opportunity, and I feel like you're even going to get an opportunity. I feel like people are seeing what you're doing. Like people are seeing this name you've made for yourself, or how intelligent you are, your perspective. Queen of Cups. I don't feel like this is you, because you're showing up as the the King of Swords. I mean, it could be, of course, like don't get me wrong, but okay, so if you guys are looking for love, I'm going to be honest, I think that you guys may be offering it to somebody, but not just love. Like you are making like I can just okay. I'm getting really excited. All I see is you sitting on one side of the chessboard and playing your moves, and then going on the other side and playing yourself. Like it's you against you at this point. Like the only one that can beat you is you. You know what I'm saying? Because like everything that you're doing, in my opinion, is very strategic, not in like a weird Seven of Swords way, but you're being very smart about what you won't take on, what you will, what seeds you have to plant in order for you to get what it is that you desire. There seems to be very strong mutual love between you and someone else, and it looks to me like you are offering something to this person, not just love, but like, you know, something like I want to marry you, or I want to commit to this relationship, or friggin' whatever. The Hermit reversed. I am going to clarify that. But if you've kind of been in your little hidey hole a little bit, very interesting with the Hangman and the Hermit reversed here. You're very much surrendering to the now. And because of this surrender equals some level of detachment. And through this, you're learning who you are. You have a better idea of who you are. There is something that you've gone through that has made you incredibly wise. Tell me about that King of Swords, please. The Lovers. Oh my God. So, Sagittarius. This feels like marriage, or it feels like higher self decisions, logical decisions. You are thinking about someone specific. Like, again, I'm just getting this vision of you playing you on the chessboard. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, every decision that you make has a purpose. It's almost like you want somebody to have your babies, or there's just someone here that you are, I don't want to say obsessed with, because it's not like a devil kind of thing. It's like someone that you're very endeared to. What's the Ten of Wands reversed? What responsibility are we letting go of here? The Empress. What's the relationship with this Empress? The Queen of Swords. There can be something here with a child support matter, or something with children or family, or some kind of pregnancy here. It doesn't feel like ill intent. It almost feels like you're trying to help somebody release some kind of burden. Release some kind of burden. You're helping. It feels like you are giving advice to somebody about how to let go of something or how to release something. This might be like a business partnership or somebody that you make not emotional decisions necessarily, but I don't feel like you have, because I asked, well, how does Sagittarius want this person to feel? And I got the Page of Cups. So you don't want to hurt this person. I feel like you're trying to help whoever this is. Like, maybe you're getting something off of your chest. That's what it is. You might be getting something off of your chest about some regrets around a connection. Like, you may be apologizing to somebody, if I'm going to be honest. Reverse this if you need to. But you may be apologizing to someone. Like, especially if you didn't take responsibility for something, or it's like something like that. Maybe it's with a child. I'm not really sure. Tell me about that Hangman. What are we doing with that Hangman? The Four of Cups reversed. Okay. You want to take action, but you're waiting a minute. And I feel like it's around this Queen of Cups, because that Ace of Pentacles is here. And so I feel like you're thinking long and hard about this. Again, it's the the chessboard. I keep thinking I'm saying checkers. And there are certain okay, so for some of you, if you've lacked gratitude in a situation for someone, or maybe there was some kind of rejection, or like something you were disappointed by, you're looking at it in a different way. Like, you're looking at it in a way of compassion and understanding. It's very high vibrational. You're like transforming, like something about you has transformed. I really feel that. Because you want to take action. Tell me about that Hermit reverse. The Knight of Wands. You're ready to come out of your hidey hole and act on your passions. Because ow, okay, just bit my tongue. So there's that. But you're ready to come out of your little hidey hole, or whatever this has been, or your dark night of the soul, or whatever, and you're ready to act on your passions here. But you have to drop something else, or you're reprioritizing your life. You're ready to come out of your comfort. Like, it feels like you're getting very serious about something. What are we trying to do with this Queen of Cups here? The King of Wands reversed. Be careful of that. Okay. So there is a little bit of an issue here with this Queen of Cups, all right? I think that you're kind of not totally trusting a situation. Like, I think that you want to give to it, but I think that this person may have said something to you before that kind of slighted your ego a little bit. And so you have some feelings about that. Okay. But I don't feel like they're necessarily hard feelings per se, but you definitely feel like your ego's a little blocked. So you're not really acting from your ego anymore. You're acting from a place of logic, because that's just what you got to work with right now. This is beautiful though. This is great energy. Square. So you're going to come up on a little bit of a challenge. And then it says quiet moments. Seek solace in the silence where clarity finds its true voice. So if you're having some issues in regards to like getting something off your chest, or being very honest about how you feel about something or whatever, like give yourself a moment. Give yourself a moment. Like, even if you got to write it out first, or like talk in front of the mirror like a sim character, I don't care, like whatever you got to do, okay, to find the words. Just be as authentic as you can to yourself, and how you feel and your values and your beliefs and things like this. You got a good head on your shoulders this week, Sagittarius. That's what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at my website at violettaalexis.com. All of that information can be found in the description box below. Thanks a lot, Sag. Make it a good one. Hey, Capricorn, let's go ahead and see what's happening for you between the week of January 18th through to the 24th. I have to keep looking at it. Let's go ahead and see. Show me Capricorn for the week of January 18th through to the 24th. Ooh, love it. Showing up as yourself, please. You came to party, honey. The Devil reversed. You are definitely detaching from things that kept you from living out your full potential this week. Especially with like Mars being in your sign, all of the energy being in your sign, but specifically Mars, even though Mars is exalted in Capricorn, I have that placement. I feel like this Mars transit for you helped cut out the stuff that you shouldn't be attached to anymore. It had you really thinking about things. And I feel like you're now, I feel like you're now at this point where you're ready to see, well, what else? Because you pivot. You did some kind of pivot here. And now that you've done that, which I don't think it's easy this week, I don't think it's easy for you to do this pivot. I don't think it's easy for you to detach, but you are. And now you're like, okay, that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. Now what? Because it's like, now that you have detached from whatever this was that was holding you back, or keeping you in fear, or keeping you in some limited mindset, now that has opened up the door for other possibilities. Because it's like, oh, now that I'm not drinking anymore and spending all that money on booze, now I can spend it on, investing in myself, or you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Oof, the Queen of Wands, damn. Some of you may be traveling, or you may be kind of showing off a little bit this week. Like, I think a lot of you guys are really feeling yourselves. I think you may be taking the lead in regards to something that you're attempting to pursue, because you are seeking out some level of, I feel like a lot of you are seeking out fun, not like unhealthy fun, like good fun, or trying to create some kind of foundation for yourself. It really feels like whatever this is that you have kind of cut out of your life, it's allowing you to see the potential of you and how many different facets of your personality you can expand on. 5 of Pentacles reverse. Oh man, whatever this was has kept you in the gutter, honey. It kept you in the gutter. I see a lot of you really showing off in a way that, not like a conceited way, like a very confident way. It seems like all eyes are on you. It seems like you're very proud of yourself as well. You're keeping an open mind in regards to what the possibilities are. For some of you, you may have decided to pay off some kind of debt. And if that's the case, I feel like you had the funds to. Maybe it was karmic as well, but it feels good. Because it's a very like fresh energy. It's like, oh God, I'm so glad that's over. I'm so glad I'm out of that. And you're feeling sexy. You're feeling good. Like, and the thing is that you carry this shadow with you, but you're walking it in a collar and a leash. Like whatever this shadow is, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. You see that little cat right there? See the little cat right there? That's her shadow, and she's not ashamed of it. And so I feel like you're using some kind of issue that you've been through as a stepping stool or a ladder for success. Like, for instance, let's say that you come out of some kind of addiction and you make a YouTube channel about fighting addiction or coming out of it, and like your channel blows up, you know, or something like that. And you're not afraid to talk about it. I'm not saying it's a YouTube channel about addiction, but you get what I'm saying. 9 of Pentacles. Damn, Capricorn. Money. I also think you guys are looking for new ways to not just make money, but also spend it. I feel like you guys are trying to explore the possibilities of different streams of income and how you can take better care of yourself. Like for some of you, maybe you are kind of like me, where you're doing a lot of research on like gut and skin health and you know, how that applies to you or whatever it may be. It's a really, really healthy energy. Oh, 2 of Swords reverse. There's no like uncertainty. You're not avoiding anything. Oh my God, this is like the best reading. I do want to clarify. Tell me about what that Devil reverse was about or is about. Tell me about that Devil reverse. You're really showing up in your highest vibration, I would say. All we need is the Star card. The Page of Wands. A lot of you guys were attached to somebody who was very, okay, I heard insecure, but I was hearing immature as well. Ugh. Some of you guys are detaching from a mother, or if you felt like you had somebody in your life that you felt like you had to mother, even though they were a full grown ass adult. I feel like that's what you're detaching from. A lot of you are just basically evolving. So if you're going from the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, then that would essentially mean that you have detached from the negative aspects from the Page of Wands that was stopping you from becoming the Queen of Wands. What can the negative aspects be? Not having the confidence, not seeing something through. So whatever it is, you seem to be seeing things through. I want to get one more on that Devil, though. The 7 of Pentacles. You decided what was worth investing in and what wasn't, especially for the long term. Tell me about that Page of Swords. Some of you guys have someone spying on you, watching what you're doing. Okay, I got 2. The 8 of Cups and the High Priestess. Okay, wow. Something is telling you to walk away from something or someone, but you're still kind of like just in an observation mode. But you're getting some serious intuitive, like divine feminine downloads, and usually I don't talk like that, about what you need to be doing and who or what you need to be walking away from and leaving. Abandon it. Abandon it. Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords reverse. Don't ignore the truth. It's telling you not to ignore the truth about something. What is that Page of Swords doing? Okay, not all those, just one. What is that Page of Swords doing? What's that Page of Swords doing? The Ace of Cups. You're looking for new. You're like on new territory. I feel like there was something that you had been invested in for a while that's no longer working for you and you're ready for new. That's what this is about. You're ready for new. You're like single, or you're just very independent. You already knew that you had to walk away from something. And so you're like, you know what? I want to see what else is out there. That's what I'm getting with you guys. Damn, good reading. House 6 is your advice. So focus on your health, your day-to-day, your routines. You know, we were talking about that, where I was like, well, maybe you're looking up health stuff, or maybe you are. It's telling you to continue to do that. And it says charge ahead as well. Maybe that'll be a stream of income for you. I don't know. Embrace courage and determination, forging your path with confidence and readiness to overcome obstacles. So I love this. So maybe some of you have had some health issues and that's what you're detaching from. It's telling you to keep going. You're going to be just fine. Some of you, this can be around a new line of work that you need to look into. Maybe you guys are going to get a new pet as well. That can also be house 6. But think about your habits here and your day-to-day and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, how much sleep you're getting as well. 12th house axis is really going to determine your longevity and success for this week, okay? Really good reading though, Capricorn. So that's what I have for you, Cap. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you January 18th through to the 24th. Alrighty. Show me, Aquarius. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Maybe not feeling so secure in your current situation. I feel like you may be being very critical of yourself, so be cautious of that. I think it's more like insecurities around things you haven't finished. Like, oh, I didn't finish my taxes last year and I'm way behind and I need to do it. Or, you know, I never finished that work project. I'm a little behind and I need to finish it, or something like that. So I think that that's where the criticism is kind of coming from. And I feel like a lot of it is because you're really not feeling motivated. But with all these planets going into your sign, it may feel like a whoa, just kind of freaking out of nowhere, right? We got Venus going into your sign. We have, yeah, Venus is going to be in your sign this week. The sun is moving in there. Mercury is going to move in there. Mars moves there on the 23rd. So it's going to feel like a burst of energy, probably out of nowhere, but be careful. I was just going to say, be careful of burnout. 9 of Wands reverse. Man, why so many reversals? It just kind of feels like you want to give up on something. The Hermit reversed. The 7 of Swords reversed. And the 8 of Cups in the upright. Whoa. It feels like you guys are really paranoid about something. You're paranoid about not finishing something. It seems like you're not really feeling motivated. You're like delaying doing something. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles reverse. You could feel like someone kind of ruined your reputation at work or in some kind of social dynamic. You know, maybe it's like something that you're learning that you're just not really getting. Maybe you feel like everyone else is on the same page except for you. I don't know if you're feeling a little awesome. Okay, why is that Queen of Pentacles reversed? The Empress. Oh, no. Some of you, if there's a same-sex relationship here, you know, you may feel like someone is too good for you. Okay, maybe a same-sex relationship doesn't have to be. Some of you feel like you have not lived up to your greatest potential. And you're like sad. Like some of you are doing this thing where you're like comparing yourself, or, you know, you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm just not good enough, or like whatever it is, which is total bullshit, right? I mean, that's what happens with social media, or when we, you know, we do that where we compare ourselves. It's like comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that you guys just really have an idea of what you want long term, and you just feel like you're not there. You're just not as independent as you'd like to be, or you're not where you want to be physically, or maybe you want to do something that's more creative, but you feel like you're stuck at this 9 to 5, you know? Because I think that you know what you're capable of or something like that. And it just kind of, tell me about that World reverse. The 10 of Swords reverse. Oh man, you're hung up on some kind of betrayal from the past. And it's like you're having a hard time closing it out. Tell me about that 9 of Wands reversed. The Hierophant. You're like, you kind of don't have a lot of like faith. Like it feels like some kind of faith that you had, or some kind of structure that really worked for you at one point, or maybe a perspective or something. You're just kind of giving up on it. For some of you, it could be like if you're okay, now this is another thing. Like if you're in a relationship or a marriage that is just exhausting, like that's where the lack of motivation is coming from. it seems like you just don't feel motivated. You don't feel sexually desired or something like that. Like, I think a lot of you are very paranoid. You may have a guilty conscience about something, or you may be like, oh, I feel guilty when I invest in myself. If it's not about necessarily a guilty conscience, like you cheated or something, it might just be like, tell me why that Hermit is reversed. The Devil reversed. You're kind of doing a dark night of the soul thing this week. And we're having like a Mercury Cazimi in your sign. Venus is making a conjunction to Pluto. I believe, yeah, we're having a Pluto Cazimi as well, right? Like there's a lot of stuff going on with Pluto, and it's probably going to feel like a deep psychological transformation for you, because it's all happening in your sign, and it's really heavy. And then comes Mars, you know, and it's like, oh fuck, right? That's kind of the vibe. And it's okay. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to come out of this. But there are a lot of maybe limiting beliefs that you've given into that have caused you to be very paranoid or anxious or stressed out in one way or another. And I feel like you're starting to detach from this. You're starting to detach from the things that make you feel this way. There's some really great realizations that you're having. And it like kind of sucks at first, but you're going to see why you needed it. The Sun reversed with the Seven of Swords reversed. Some of you do feel guilty, either around children maybe, or around a masculine figure, or maybe you guys are trying to, you're feeling like you need to be a little selfish, but you feel guilty about it. Why do we feel guilty about that? The Four of Swords. Because you feel like someone else is healing right now and this is a bad time to do this. Or you feel guilty because you're kind of indifferent about it. So there's something here that you really just don't want. Tell me why the Eight of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. There's that Three of Pentacles reverse. It's like, I don't know if you've just been playing nice and been like, yeah, we're on the same page, everything is fine. And like, you're really fucking not. Some of you are having to walk away from a third party or walk towards a third party and have to leave someone else. It really depends. One more. Okay. You may not have confidence in a masculine around you. You could feel like this is not really stable. You could look at somebody like they're weak, or maybe it's some kind of business partner. Okay. But I feel like your life needs to be a little bit more stable. Maybe regarding finances as well, or some kind of relationship. It could feel like someone's using you as well. Opposition, your advice. Ride the current, embrace change, flow with the rhythm, and release resistance. Answers unfold in the dance of transition. So you and someone else, or you and something else, are at opposite ends of the spectrum here, okay? And it's telling you not to push or force anything. It's telling you not to, like, if something's changing in your life, just let it change. Like, just let it change right now. It's trying to tell you that it's going to be fine. Once you kind of let these changes come in and just let the cards, pun intended, fall as they may, you're going to feel better. You're going to have more answers. Okay? Because it feels like there's some kind of power struggle either between you and another person, or you and what you want. Okay? Woo, Aquarius, this was little heavy, I'm not gonna lie, but I love you, and good luck with all of these planets in your sign. I know it's gonna feel like a lot, but you're gonna do just fine, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Pisces, you're up, darling. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for January 18th through to the 24th. Show me Pisces, please. Alrighty. Nine of Swords, you're a little in your head. Okay, I just heard get out into nature. The moon at the bottom of the deck with the King of Pentacles reverse. Some of you can be freaking out a little bit about a potential commitment that you're in, wondering if somebody's maybe using you, or you're just freaking out about business can be what's happening. Five of Swords reverse. I heard I don't want to play this game anymore. God, okay. The star energy, I like that. We do have a lot of energy moving into Aquarius. And so there's going to be a lot of conjunctions to Pluto. So we're going to see, I don't believe it's this week, but the week after this one, Mars is going to conjunct Pluto. But this week it's going to be the Sun conjuncting Pluto, Mercury, Venus. So there's going to be a lot of upending that's happening. And I think for you guys, this seems to be very psychological. I think that the way you want to go about your dreams is not playing some kind of game that other people do. Like for instance, like in the let's say you want to be in social media and you see a lot of uh coattail riders or people that are willing to lie or whatever just to get ahead, and you're like, I don't really want to do that, or maybe it's in relationships, whatever it is, but you're just coming out of something that felt very destructive, and you're still a little concerned. There is some worry, but there seems to be some kind of hope on the horizon this week where you're feeling like your faith is being instilled in one way or another. I feel like you guys have a collaboration that's coming together that's going to be very fortuitous for you, especially if you're interested in focusing on some kind of bigger dream or goal, a bigger dream or goal. I can also see here that you and someone else may be getting on the same page. And I think that this is something that you hope for. And I feel like whatever this Three of Pentacles is instilling your hope as well. The Eight of Cups is here. So you're walking away from something that is likely confusing, especially once again, if games are being played or some kind of mental manipulations. Page of Swords reverse. I'd be cautious of getting in your head again and repeating that cycle. The Page of Cups is here. Okay, so that's good. So what you're doing is you're realizing you don't really have all of the facts, and you're like, okay, I just kind of need to be okay with that. And you're walking away from something that is very confusing or is really just an illusion. And with that Page of Cups, you're opening up to possibilities and creativity and love. Some of you may be getting an offer or giving an offer to someone, but this can also just be like creatively. I saw that Knight of Cups wanted to pop out. Tell me about why that Nine of Swords is there in Pisces energy. I'm hearing Gemini. I'm not sure why. The Ten of Wands. It just feels like you have a lot of responsibilities. Like you're carrying a lot of mental weight. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities. Maybe you have a lot of people that kind of count on you. And so I think this is what's actually really stressing you out. Can you tell me about that star energy? The Empress. Wow. Oh my God, I really feel like you guys are going to be spending some time alone, focusing on your bigger beauty goals, creative goals. I feel you're going to start taking better care of yourself. And you're going to find that the more you take care of yourself, the less anxious that you feel. It's almost like all of this energy that you were once pouring into all of this emotional or mental labor that maybe was yours or maybe wasn't yours to carry, when you transmute it, or not transmute it, but you shift that energy towards you and feeling good or eating the right foods, or maybe doing some morning walks, or doing some beauty procedures or whatever it may be, you're going to find that things really change for you. And that seems really positive, especially if you've been stuck on maybe some childhood trauma, or you've been having issues with a child, or issues with, maybe some immature thinking, or an immature partner as well. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles. Wow. I'd be careful of getting pregnant. Some of you could be getting pregnant or getting someone pregnant. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles. The World card. Someone here is trying to help you finish what it is that you started. And it feels like someone is attempting to carry part of whatever this is, because it seems like you're really worried, you're really concerned, you're really worried about something that you want to complete and something that you want to finish. And while I feel like you don't have all of the facts quite yet, someone else does. Someone else does, and they're trying to help you finish something that you wanted to accomplish. What are we walking away from with that Eight of Cups? I really like this. The Three of Wands reverse. You've been like waiting for something to change and you're realizing that it's really not. And so because of that realization, yeah, look, the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups is here. So because this thing isn't changing or this person isn't changing, something isn't changing and you're realizing like, I'm getting impatient. This is very frustrating. I don't want to take on more mental or emotional labor than I really need to. And so I need to think of a new plan, and the plan is me. The plan is me, baby. That's the plan. I am the fucking plan. Like that is literally what you're doing. Why is that Page of Swords reverse? And it's because you're coming from a very unbiased perspective. You're leaving your emotions out of it and you're thinking very logically. Why is that Page of Swords reversed? What is that about? The Hangman. Yeah, again, you don't have all of the facts right now and you're letting go of that. You're like, well, I don't need to know everything. You know, like for instance, maybe some of you, and I tend to do this sometimes, not so much with tarot anymore, but I do it a lot with um, astrology, where I look at the transits like an OCD person, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I wonder what's going to happen this day. What's the best way I can use this energy? And while that's all well and good, there has to be a point when you have to be okay with just surrendering to the unknown, you know, where you really just surrender to the unknown and be like, you know what, it's okay. I'm just going to show up in love and light and all that crappy, you know, shit or whatever. And it's going to make you feel better. What's going on with that Page of Cups? Yeah, you're coming out of some kind of Eight of Swords reverse. Yeah, you're getting out of your head and you're getting into your creative space. This is fucking beautiful energy. This is beautiful energy. Like I really think a lot of you have doubted whether or not either you were worthy of relationships or worthy of happiness, or you had a lot of doubts that you could not manifest some level of happiness. But look at that. The Page of Cups is a start, isn't it? So it's about maybe it's about creativity, you know, and wanting to create that emotional fulfillment through your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, which you absolutely can. And this is the beginning. House 6. And sorrow heals. In the shadow of heartache, growth emerges. Let pain shape you, not define you, as brighter days beckon just ahead. Yeah, we'll all say. So again, I was saying that the star is here. Well, what comes before the star? The tower. So clearly there was some kind of tower moment that has recently happened in your life that maybe made you feel like shit and made you feel bad about yourself. And now it's about getting back into the habit of things. You'll notice that the little things that you change on a day-to-day basis, maybe it's what time you go to bed, maybe it's what you eat for breakfast in the morning, right? Maybe instead of just drinking a bunch of coffee until 1 p.m., you're like waking up and you're having a Japanese breakfast, right? With salmon and rice and all these goodies or whatever it is. So it's the little things that's going to create the bigger, better picture for you in the long run. Okay. So Pisces, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a reading with yours truly, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. Thanks a lot, Pisces, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.